Hello, welcome back to my channel. I'm your host, Chris Davis, and today we are going to do a review of the Disney Plus series Moon Knight. So, this series, I really recommend it if you are a MCU / Marvel / superhero fan. Moon Knight is weird, and to me, it's only watchable if you are a diehard MCU / Marvel / superhero fan. With that being said, let's get into it. So this series revolves around a character called Stephen Grant. We see him work at a museum gift shop, and he's timid, shy, doesn't like confrontations at all. What's really weird about him is that when he goes to bed, he shackles his right or left leg. Now, you're wondering, why would anyone shackle themselves when they go to sleep? And the reason why Stephen Grant does it is because he goes out at night and does stuff, but he doesn't remember. He doesn't remember a thing. In fact, he misses a date with a woman he likes because of this. We figure out that Stephen Grant has an alter ego called Mark Spector, who is a superhero called Moon Knight. Mark Spector became Moon Knight because one day out in Egypt, or one night actually, he was taking out some bad guys and he was about to die from bleeding out. Khonshu appeared saying that he would spare his life in exchange that Mark Spector becomes Moon Knight. We learn more about Stephen Grant's alter ego, Mark Spector, and Moon Knight when Mark Spector's lover, Layla, comes and talks about Mark Spector's missions to Stephen Grant, and they're talking about keeping a golden beetle away from some cult leader, and that cult leader is Arthur Harrow. Now, Arthur Harrow, he's a great villain in this series. In fact, if he wasn't in it, Moon Knight would probably be a bad Disney Plus series, but because Arthur Harrow, this villain, is in it, it really makes the series good. Like, it's still weird and like to some people it would be unwatchable, but to me, Arthur Harrow is such a compelling villain. He makes you want to keep watching until you see how this whole thing is resolved. What makes Arthur Harrow such a great villain is he's a cult leader. He's brainwashed all these people into resurrecting a Egyptian deity called Ammit. Ammit's plan when she's resurrected is to destroy human beings before they do something bad. So a human being could be doing something 5, 10, 15, 20 years later, but Ammit will destroy them right then and there. That puts her in direct conflict with another Egyptian deity called Khonshu, who gave the title of Moon Knight to Mark Spector. He only believes into punishing people until they do something bad. So there's this big conflict throughout the series about whether it's okay to take someone out because they might do something bad 30 years later and prevent them from doing it at all, or waiting till like the crime is committed then punishing. So throughout this series, Arthur Harrow is trying to get this golden beetle away from Stephen Grant / Mark Spector so he can resurrect Ammit. Now we learn how Mark Spector or Stephen Grant came to be. I know this is weird, but this is how it happened. When Mark Spector was younger, he had a little brother and they were going out, and his mother, Mark Spector's mother, specifically told him not to go into a cave when it's raining. And he said, like, okay, and then they went out and Mark Spector was going in the cave with his little brother. His little brother told him what his mom said, and Mark Spector told his little brother, don't be a baby. So it started raining, then it flooded. Mark Spector made it out, but Stephen Grant didn't. Oh, well, that's not. Mark Spector made it out, but his little brother didn't. Now, I don't know what it is with kids going into caves and then raining and getting trapped in there. That actually happened in real life. Elon Musk and some other scuba team was helping a group of kids getting out of the cave one time. But anyway, when Mark Spector came home, his mother was so distraught. She was bitter towards Mark Spector, and she resented him for getting his little brother killed. And Mark Spector didn't know how to handle with his mother's abuse. So he made up the personality Stephen Grant in order to cope with his mother's abusive behavior. So that's how Mark Spector created Stephen Grant, and we have this multiple personality disorder. Anyway, we go to the final battle. It's Amit versus Khonshu and Arthur Harrow versus Moon Knight. We see this really good battle. Mark Spector's lover, Layla, is even helping him fight Arthur Harrow, and it's a really cool battle at the end. At the end, Moon Knight, with his lover Layla, defeats Arthur Harrow. Khonshu wants Mark Spector to kill Arthur Harrow, but Mark Spector doesn't want to because he thinks Khonshu is becoming more like Amit. Anyway, Khonshu relieves Mark Spector of the title of Moon Knight because they made a deal to where if they help him this once to take down Amit, he has to let Mark Spector go. So we all believe that Khonshu honors his word and lets Mark Spector go. But after the credits roll, we see this hidden scene, and we see Arthur Harrow, the villain, in a mental institute, and we see someone taking out all the workers at the mental institute and kidnapping Arthur Harrow. Arthur Harrow is put in a car, and Khonshu's in it, and Khonshu tells Arthur Harrow that he doesn't know or realize how disturbed Mark Spector is. So we see Mark Spector with another different personality, not Stephen Grant, and he kills Arthur Harrow. So that's the series of Moon Knight. Like I said, you have to be a die-hard MCU fan to be interested into it. To be interested in it. I don't think it's gonna lead to any other Marvel series. I think right now it's just really standing on its own. So I don't think you need to watch this film in order to know what's going to happen in some other film other than Moon Knight, the second season. So if you want to skip Moon Knight, but you can. But if you're interested and you're an MCU fan, I recommend you watch it. It's not connected to anything. It just really stands on its own. So that's all we have for today. If you liked what I had to share, please hit the like button, hit subscribe, share this video with all your friends, and all of you have a great day.